Okay, so does that work now? You can see that? Oh, thank God. Okay, so Steve Jackson's Sorcery, Part 1, The Shamutanti Hills. Is there a reason why there's no music? Begin. Oh, really? Is there music? Yeah, I want music. Begin your. Like, the thing is, it's very gendered. There's no one who looks kind of neutral. That's generally what I prefer, but you can pick between two different groups of sword. Well, I like the look of that one better. Yeah, there's no sound at all for me either. Oh God, okay. There we go. Do you have it now? Oh gosh. Okay, you have walked into the wilds of Kakabad, the Kare and the spiteful, through Kare and the spiteful backlands, all the way into Mampang. You have survived traps, thieves, serpents, and vengeful gods, and now it is here, the Crown of Kings! It's very loud? Okay. How's that? Is that better? Crown of Kings. Whoa, look at all that smoke! I mean clouds. It is said that the crown was never forged, only found, by Chalana the Reformer, a lowly foot soldier who became emperor of the Eastern world. Such is the power of the crown. The air around it crackles with influence. Do we take it or do we wait? Well, I'm going to see if we have a sweetie in the kitchen, so why don't you make a poll about that? Because I'm too lazy to decide for myself. I'll be back in a sec. Oh no. You didn't know how to make a poll? No, I don't think I'm not going to make a poll every 30 seconds for this. Don't worry, Remain Crowford. Whoops. Got some Timutamu. Ah! And I dropped a bunch of them. That's no good. Alright. Go. No, wait. Only take. Oh, wait. Take. Take. We have two things for take. Let's take it. Our destiny awaits. With a crown in your hand. Oh! It'll be as powerful as Chalana. The goblins are arming, the giants are waking, and the birdmen carving cruel daggers from stern. War will come, but you will prevent it. But then, the image of the crown begins to flicker. You rush forwards. It's a trap! And startle yourself awake. You're alone, exhausted, in the little hut in the outpost settlement. Your unimaginable journey is not even a single step begun. Psych. Incompetent. Oh, sorry, I just saw the poll. And we took it. Why does the music like appear and then like this seems like a really good opportunity for music. Okay. It is sunrise. Eat dress, breakfast on bread and goat's milk, and collect the pack and sword from beside your bed. Oh, I didn't change the category of the game. I'm so sorry. I always do that. Please. Sorcery. Poorly. Steve Martin. Wait. Sorcery. Sorcery. It's not appearing, I don't think. Oh wait, no. I guess that counts. Steve Martin's Sorcery. Okay. Are we gonna catch the blade? Pray for luck. Leave the hut. I think... Do we have to wear pants? It doesn't say we put on pants, so... Pants and rice are mandatory. No, that's a very good point. I take it all back. Let's pray for luck. Before you leave, you close your eyes and raise a prayer to your spirit guide. Seems a bit like cultural appropriation there. This morning, it has a but what will it become once your journey truly begins? A great calm descends on you. Outside the hut, you hear the outpost settlement stirring into life. I don't care, I'm gonna test my blade. Hey, I painted this together, that's really cool. You pause to test the blade of the sword against your thumb. Sorry about the eating. I think I'd be much better at reading out this stuff if I didn't have stuff in my mouth. The blacksmith has done well. The edge is keen and draws a narrow line of blood. Time to go. Time then to depart. Can we get a different hero? I wonder, maybe if this hero dies. You look back the flap of the hut and step into the early morning sunshine. Drop past the flag. Oh, this is so cool. If I didn't know any better, I'd say we're taking the long way round. Oh! Eyes follow you as you leave the hut and walk towards the great Shamutanti wall. The frontiers people of this tiny settlement are well aware of your mission. I'm too nice to ignore them. I can't even mess with that in game. Ignore the plebs. You turn to them and bow. Some small. Why do they look like that? Some smile in reply, but are too afraid to approach. Others make gestures of protection. You're going beyond the wall, so they believe you to be cursed. This seems very culturally appropriate. Mary is waiting on the path for the Kantapani Gate, the final doorway between Analand and the wilds of Kakabad. We recognize a sergeant of the Sightmaster Warriors. I'm sure he calls himself a sergeant. He holds out his hand. Have any of you tried that AI-based text-to-adventure game that tries to react to what you're doing? Maybe that would be fun to stream. What's it called? Someone started drawing and just couldn't stop. I mean, I'm gonna be nice. I'm a nice person. Greetings, Sergeant. Hey, Kakakakar. With two fingers. You're almost ready, he says. I have for you a gift from the king. 24 gold pieces. It is all we can spare this time. He holds out a pouch. I'm gonna refuse it because I feel like I don't know. This feels like a colonizer thing. So I don't want to take this stuff. Oh, that's not the intention I had. I do not need your charity. Take it. Sergeant insists. Anand is counting on you to survive. Well, you know, I'm not gonna patronize him. Give it to me. I'm really rude. Like, I'm trying not to be rude. The sergeant nods and hands you the pouch. You should buy supplies before you leave, he says. And you must collect your spellbook if you wish magic to aid you. I wonder if there's any option to get, like, people reset to prologue. Why? No. I was kind of hoping there'd be, like, maybe some streaming option. Finally, should you wish to practice your swordplay, I will go one last round with you. And he points with his staff towards the training ground. Oh. We're going to joust, I see. But first I need to pick up some things from the shops. Yeah. Alright. Oh, buy rations. Well, you know, I don't need rations. I just wanted to pick up some trinkets and, you know, some Pepsi. Wow. I think I got this game in a Humble Bundle. It's on Steam. You walk with the sergeant to the training ground, and you wrap the base of his stuff in leather. Ready my sword. Oh! Eric, is AI Dungeon the one that you were watching at one point? You sent a link for it in the Discord. There was like a stream of someone doing it. I think, because I've been thinking about that game a lot. To begin, the sergeant says, we will practice the stances. Oh, that was something else? Okay. We'll practice the stance. Defend yourself against me. Choose your attack power by dragging your character sideways. Whoa. That's interesting. Okay, one more Tim Tam and that's it. I promise to myself. Attack master is a powerful enemy. By defending, he will receive the minimum damage from any attack he makes. The Sightmaster Sergeant defends himself as well. The round is a stalemate. I will now defend myself, he says. Whatever attack you play will damage me, but a strong attack will use up more power. You should choose a weak attack. I don't follow his logic. Move a character. A small... Wait. Beep. Good choice. A stronger attack would have wasted more of your power. My next attack will be weak, he declares. You'll be able to overpower me by playing a stronger attack, but be sure your attack is stronger. Oh. Oh. Overpowering a weak attack was easy. She did well to win without using too much power. The enemy stamina is at the top. If this reaches 0, you've won the fight. I love how his fighting stance is just like...
encouraging.
Oh! Oh, BGBM! Thank you for gifting that tier. That sub to Mouse Chin. Welcome to the Quack Pack, Mouse Chin. We're doing a film night in 2 nights on the Discord, and you're very, very welcome to join. My next attack will be a medium strength, but you'll be able to overpower me.
Stop encouraging Cav.
Oh, another one! To Turban, though. Thank you so much. You play a strong attack, entering the Sightmaster Sergeant once more. He bows. You have finished me. Excellent. No stamina lost. Flawless fighting. We seem to remember the basics. Sergeant said breathlessly. Good. Another round? Yeah. Okay. I promise no more eating. You shake your head. Very good, the sergeant agrees. But if you wish a bout in earnest, then I warn you, I will not go easy on you. He indicates the wider yard, where there is space for a 2 match. Fight in the yard. Oh. Oh, look at that! Isn't that nice? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, let's buy some rations. Oh no, collect my spell book. One of the huts set slightly back from the others is decorated with glyphs and strange symbols. A terrible smell emanates from its doorway. This is the hut of the chief mage. He has been preparing your spellbook for days, reading star charts to work out which spells will be available to you in the different locations in the hills and beyond. Why would I go without the book? You lift the flap and go inside. The mage looks up at you with haggard, sleepless eyes and presses the book into your hands. Do you understand how to use this? He asks. Tell me. Each spell is crafted through the alignment of 3 stars. The spell Zap, for example. It's made by letting Zarathustra, Aegis, and Peony Okay. But that is not important. What matters is that what the spell is called and what it is called and what it does. Zap will give you control over lightning. Hot will create a fireball. Fuff! Fuff will create a force field around you. Shall we continue? I've heard enough. The mage notes, the law spell is formed from Lilith, Aegis, and Wex, and it will allow, oh my god, these white names, and it will allow you to control the will of unintelligent creatures. The wall spell is quite different and uses different stars. The order matters, you see. Wall creates an invisible, oh, it's like a wall, makes an invisible barrier. You will find the rest in the book, he adds, tapping the leather-bound volume. I want to know more. The mage looks surprised. Well, the dub spell is useful for logs. Walk will shield you in battle and dumb will cause clumsiness. He scratches absently at his ear. Remember, some spells will cost you effort to use, but the ones that don't will not work without a focus, an item of some kind. You'll need to read the book to know what. Shall we buy some rations? Small traders in the settlement supply the sightmaster warriors with weapons, armor, food, and clothing. You go over to with the sergeant to a stall selling flatbread and 2 gold pieces per ration, the owner says. Haggle. Do you know who I am? I'm Analan's great hero, you tell him. The man looks uncomfortable. I know that, but I have to feed my family today. Whatever happens to the crown. Check your pack. There's room for plenty inside. I'll take 4. It's too much. Okay. What? Then your children will starve to... I pressed the wrong button. Will starve today and burn tomorrow. No! Oh shit, I can't take that back, can I? I can't take that back. I pressed the wrong thing. I have no food. Yes. Okay, let's buy. Oh, thank goodness. I'll take 4. Buy them. And now we approach the gate. Starving to death to earn the libs. Wait, how do I... Oh. I'll approach the gate from behind. Oh. You reach the foot of the mighty gate. I'm sorry, excuse me. I went to see the doctor today. No, yesterday, and I didn't talk about the burps. You reach the foot of the mighty gate. It is sealed. The sergeant places one hand on the wood. The gate has been locked for some time to deter raiders, he tells you, but you will have no difficulty. The stars... Oh, 2 people stopped viewing! The stars in this place allow the dop spell to be crafted, and he stands back. Can't remember what dop does. Dop. Up. Put. Dop! You weave the spell. One by one, the great tumblers of the door begin to creak and groan. Then the hinges turn with a noise like hail on a canvas roof. These gates have not opened since our last champion was lost, the sergeant says. I wish you more luck than he. Perhaps you will even meet him on your travels. I fear he is dead. I'm sure he is dead. The sightmaster nods, peering at something on the horizon. I just realized we should have played Simulacra today. That would have been fun. I believe he is returning, but transformed. Oh. I hope you do not meet the same fate. He stands back from you. Okay, well, let's enter the gate. Together you step into the shadow of the wall. One last word, he declares. When you have the crown, find the highest point you can find. We will be watching. Watching from where? From here. The Sightmaster warriors are selected from birth for their incredible powers of telescopic vision. You cannot help but wonder how far he can see. Tell me what lies ahead. This path leads to Cantapani, a settlement of traders, the most are rogues and thieves. You should be there before the sun has reached its peak. From there, 3 routes lead on to Kristatanti, but no single route is safe. Excuse me. Kakavad is a land of devils. And beyond Kare? I cannot see so far, he says, but once you have crossed the city port of traps, you will enter the backlands. This silly spelling. They say that day and night that there are controlled by forces other than the sun. And from Kare too, your progress will be watched. It is time to go. Striding away, you pass through the gate. The faces of the folk watching your departure reveal the hopes that rest on you and your quest. The early morning air is crisp, and the rising sun paints the slopes in shades of peaceful beauty, concealing the evil that lies ahead. Oh, I'm tempted. I don't currently have Simulacra installed. So maybe next time. You're gonna go walk the dog? See you later, Diana Jack. The path winds through slopes of wild scrubland. The countryside is deserted and the eerie silence is broken only by the cawing of the occasional crow, which we happen to include in the soundtrack. There is a spell for hearing what they say, but you do not have the equipment it requires. Oh, that's something to keep in mind. The birds appear to pause in the air to examine you as they pass. Stupid Really? Where'd that come from? They pose no threat, so you ignore them. Barely an hour beyond the wall, and the air begins to grow foul. The Shamutanti hills are infested with the pestilence of the backlands. It saps the energy from your body, leaving you feeling nauseous and weak. Why would I not cover my mouth? What? You cover your mouth with your neck scarf, but it does no good. They warned you of this. You'll grow accustomed to it the longer you are out here, but for the moment you must be very, very careful. Your maximum stamina just decreased. You can see your stamina at the top of the screen. If this reaches 0, you'll be too tired to carry on. Stamina can be regained up to the maximum by eating rations or resting. Do we want to travel cross country or do a low rise? You want me to... Okay, let's make a few spells. Big. Walk. Stop. Raz. This spell may be cast when the caster suspects a trap. Oh, sus. 6. Job. Cries of bamboo flute. Gum. Big walk. Yob. How? This is really silly. Okay. Alright, so I guess there's a bunch. Yob, gum. Do we want to travel cross country or go by a low rise? Is there cod? Fun? Can I... Oh. I wonder how I can do a... No! No! Ah! How do I make a spell? I don't know how to make a spell. Fox? Is there cav? I don't have the option. Boo! Anyway, let's travel cross country. Build up our stamina. The path through Cantapani is long and winding and will lose you a day. Instead, you turn off the path and strike north through the knee-high grass. The journey starts with a stiff climb that takes several hours, but from the top you have a good view of a plain of yellow grass, and just to the north of that, a little village of rude huts that do not look like human dwellings. To your left, a gigantic wall looms by throwing shadows that lap at your feet. What am I striking towards? Let's strike forward. It's time to strike on then. The wind whispers through the long grass, beckoning you onwards, but there might be rats and wars in those fields, so you might be safer crossing across to the river and following the bank. Okay. The longer grass. Let's do that. What could possibly go wrong? You wade forward through the shimmering grass, which gets longer and longer until first your boots and then your scabbard are lost from your view. Still, with Cantopani disappearing over the brow of the hill, you are making excellent time. Suddenly you freeze. Up ahead, the grass is parting in coils and bends. The parting is moving. There is something there and is coming towards you. Well, I'm going to stand my ground because I'm cool. Whatever it is, it will find you ready. You wait as a switchblading fur moves closer. Wait. The moving grass is barely 3 strides from me now. The hissing of the grass is louder now, almost too loud. Draw my sword ready. Ah, you draw your sword. Your heart is hammering in your chest. Then the break in the grass is upon you, and you see what has made it. An enormous serpent, its body the thickness of 2 broad men, and its eyes red like stovepots, lit with an inner fire. Oh, this is not a level 1 boss. The serpent rears up out of the grass and bares its enormous fangs. So fight. Oh, actually, that's not that tough. You're ready with sword in hand to take it on. Oh, I'm frightened. Okay. The serpent's great coils are winding about your feet. In a moment they will tighten and snap your ankles. You keep your guard high, stabbing out as it rears back out of reach. It sidles away, hissing. Okay. Let's do a little bit more. Yes! The serpent is retreating, but you give chase. You cut a side blow. It slips away from beneath your blade. The terrible creature is suffering. It can barely hold up its neck. Oh, it snaps and bites at the air between you. The serpent is now afraid. Launching off your heels, you lunge for the beast's neck. With a great cloud of dust, the head of the serpent crashes to the ground, and the light in its eyes goes forever dark. No stamina lost. Flawless fighting. Oh, you're dozing off? I hope you sleep well. We stepped on the snake. Let's search it. There's only one way to search the body. With your sword, you split it open, cutting through its long stomach. It's filthy work, but not unrewarding, for from the belly of the beast falls an arm bone with a skeletal hand attached. And in the grip of the hand is a small bag of coins. You whip the gold from the palm, then snatch your hand back quickly. You've been burned by the stomach acid that has soaked through the leather of the bag. Take the coins, not the bag, sure. More carefully this time, you knock the coins free from the bag with the tip of your sword. Sparing a little of your water, you wash them clean and slip the coins into your purse. Oh, thank you so much. From P. Dubium and 500 bits. Thank you. You're 500 bits closer to your bat face. Very proud. That is a long enough pause. You leave the serpent for the crows and make your way forward through the lengthening grass, wiping your sword as you go. The hand was in there long enough to completely skeletalize, but the bag made it. Okay, well, I mean, given that we've already started going through the long grass, we may as well keep going at this point. You head onwards to the long grass, which gets taller and taller. The ground seems to slip away, but the plants are just as tall. Soon you can no longer see the wall above the nodding stems. A few paces later, you cannot see the way ahead at all. Keep onwards. Yay! There is no point in turning back. Grass cannot hurt you. You push onwards, but which way? Use the shadows as a compass. Oh, wait! Which spell do we do? Bum. Oh. Yeah, let's cast Hot. Burn down all the grass. Hot! You create the fireball. Uh-oh. on your palm, hoping perhaps to use its light to see better through the grass. But the long blades around you have been parched by the sun for many months, and within moments you realize you've made a terrible mistake. As the grass catches, you're engulfed in an inferno. You've gone out in a blaze of glory, barely an hour from Cantapani Wall. Oh, I died! You've been engulfed by fire. Your adventure is at an end. Oh, okay, right. That's cool. I'm going to keep onwards and let's try a different spell. What if I cast, what was Foff? No. Backspace. Big. I'll make myself big. You cast the spell and begin to grow quickly in size until you are 3 times your normal height and tower above the grass. From here, it's easy to say which way to go. Oh, it was clever. You should take the level way and follow the curve of the hill to the riverbank. Level way. Follow the curve of the hill to the riverbank. Sticking to level ground, you stride quickly around the edge of the hill until you quickly emerge onto a path. Just as you do so, the spell begins to wear off and you shrink down to your normal size. I wonder if that was actually a shortcut. Night has fallen and it's too dark to make out much beyond the sparkle of the river and the glittering of what looks like a bonfire up ahead. Ooh. I'm going to approach the bonfire. I want to join them. Striding forward, you approach the bonfire, passing low huts on either side. Whatever this place, it is silent as a graveyard and cold and lonely, but for the brazier at its center. You go over the bonfire, enjoying the warmth. Oh, you go over the bonfire? You go over to the bonfire, enjoying the warmth, but as you get closer, you begin to feel terribly tired. There's no time to eat or even to lay out your pillow roll before you have fallen dizzily to the ground. Well. You wait groggily. Where are you? How did you get here? Slowly, I see you tried to cast bra instead. Slowly the memory returns. You get to your feet. You're surrounded by huts, but the village appears deserted. Still halfway between sleeping and waking, you feel the presence of your spirit, the vixen, close nearby. Its form has changed since you left Analand, just as you have changed, but it is still running beside you. In the temple, they taught you that a prayer to your spirit could heal disease, lift curses, even save you from certain death, but the spirits are not generous and decline to help often. You can ask for the spirit's aid using the pray button. Why would you... I love having the spirit around me, which I can't... Like, why does it even hang around if it's never gonna... Anyway. You call out loudly, "Hello? Is there anybody there?" Nothing stirs. The fire crackles and licks at its logs, emitting plenty of smoke, but smoke means the logs are still wet, even. Let's try hut. What would happen if you cast ass? Let's try that next. All the huts have brightly colored drapes hanging in their doorways. Each is a different color, and they flicker and move tantalizingly in the breeze? Oh, the drapes hang in the breeze. Which will you visit first? Oh! The red one, that seems safe. The hut with the red drape is smaller than the other two, and its curtain does not cover the doorway properly. Peering through, you make out a low table with 3 stools around it and 2 boxes on the table. Ooh, let's go inside and investigate. You step inside. There's no one here, and the boxes have a very thin layer of dust on their surface. Otherwise, they look quite uninteresting, neither fancy nor ornamented. Each is sealed with a small catch. The one on the right looks cool. You flip open the top of the box and freeze quite still. Inside there are several gold pieces and a key to perhaps more riches, but whoever left these treasures has not left them unprotected. Crawling around inside the box, shifting the coins with its feet and sting, is a scorpion. Can't I cast a spell? Let's just grab a coin. Steeling yourself, you plunge your hand into the box to grab a coin. You manage to retrieve it before the scorpion can reach you. From inside the box, the creature chitters and scratches. Let's close the box. I'm scared. You flip the box closed gratefully. Let's open the left box. Cautiously, you flip up the catch and open the box. It is empty. But as you look inside, smoke begins to swell from its depths, swirling up and around you until it forms the shape of a thin, elf-like face.
Stranger,
Speaks the voice, in a voice that reaches deep into your mind.
you tamper with forces you know nothing of. I am aware of your quest. You cannot succeed.
This is a trick. This is a trick, you declare. You know nothing of me or my destiny.
I am aware of your quest,
Repeats the face. Is it stuck or is it threatening you? Ignore the smoke? Let's escape from this. Like, why would we ignore? Like, I haven't seen any smoke. Oh,
Hey
smoke
there.
begins to swell from its depths. Oh, thank you for following, Defiatos. Let's ignore the smoke. You turn away from the smoke. I have no interest in you. And your false prophecy.
Weak one, you cannot escape the spirit of Mananka.
The face is now weeping smoke tears of laughter.
I tell you, your mission is cursed.
You stare in horror as the smoke contracts and disappears inside the box. You wonder at the curse, but there is nothing you can do, and you feel it already. This fragility, as if the slightest touch could bruise you and the gentlest blow could cut you deep. It is as if your skin has been turned from leather into water. What curse? In your bones from iron into pulp, you'll have to continue carefully until you can find a way to lift the curse. There's nothing more in this hut to do. You step back outside into the sunlight. Let's try casting ass. No. Aha. Ah. Oh. Yeah, I'm doing great. I hope you're doing well. Enjoy lurking. So how do I uncurse myself? Let's go with sass. Oh. What about... Oh. Hot dog. How? Poo! Poo! Let's try poo. Old reliable. Doesn't seem like that's an option. It's not an option, anyone. I mean, everyone. Well, that's not fair, is it? Dud. Illusion of treasure. How about hug? Ooh. Ah! God, every damn time. Nope, no option. Oh. Well, that's not happening, I guess. Where next? Which hut will we look at next?
Which one of us is next?
Let's see how we uncurse ourselves. Bolt of lightning, hot, foff. Invisible wall in front of the caster. Dumb. When the spell is casted, it will inflate the bot. Yep. Gold coin. Oh, I can do this. Lock. Open any locked door. Raz. Oh. How, I think, helps give you instructions, maybe? I should probably have done this. Requires a bamboo flute. Uncontrollable urge to dance. Make an army of goblins? Wow. Gum. How? It's used in perilous situations when information about the safest way of escape is desired. The caster will receive a psychic inclination towards one route or a means of defense if one is present. Oh, that's interesting. So it's basically like the walkthrough. I definitely want a goblin army. The potion will heal any creature who drinks them. Create an illusion of treasure. Reduce movements and actions. Protect caster from most magic. Oh. A pertinent little spell. Da, 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 da. Small pebbles, which explode. Good defensive spell. Pitch black. Sprinkled grains of sand. Oh, quicksand. How do I uncurse myself? Oh. This effect is more pronounced on creatures with large noses. Requires a skull cap. That's really funny. Terrible fear. Demoralize an opponent. Ooh, God. Gold-backed mirror. Double or triple the strength. Special stone dust. Just tell me how to uncurse myself. God damn. Nip. Okay. Huff. Create a tremendous wind. Fix. Hold an opponent or object in one place. Nap. Fall asleep. Zen. Float in the air. Yaz. Be invisible. What Yaz? Sun. Dazzle people. Kid. Wait, what? Oh, okay, you make an illusion. Wrap. You need to be wearing a green-haired wig? Oh my goodness, I can't wait. I need a green-haired wig. And yap. So talk with animals. Zip. Teleport. Far. See into the future. Res. Bring someone to life. Zed. Oh, okay, well, that's it. Okay, so let's... Oh, I'm grumpy, I'm cursed. Try the hut with the green drape. Call inside, hello? There is no reply, it is as empty as the last, it seems. Let's cast Zed. Drawing back the drape, you enter the hut. Cushions ring the room, and as you step inside, a strange music playing on invisible pipes seems to fill it. The tune is pleasant and relaxing. This place seems one of safety and comfort. This is definitely not a trap, so we're going to sit and listen. You take a seat on one of the cushions. The music sways around you, and you wonder whether spending just a little longer here will not restore your strength. You find yourself humming to the tune, tapping your feet to cascading rhythms. The music continues, and you find yourself resting, relaxing, and then you are asleep. Yay! You are tied up on the floor of a hut, and you are not alone. Nearby you hear the scuffle of many feet. Look around. You flip open your eyes, taking care to lie still. You see your belongings lying a short distance away in the dirt. Around you patter tiny feet, and a few more feet hover a few inches in the air above the ground. Wait. The guard, noticing you are awake, leans out of the doorway and calls sharply. Soon a small crowd has gathered around you. Oh, they got a little animal companion. One of the group, some kind of leader, steps forward. Traveler, he declares. Let me introduce myself. I am the chief of our little tribe. Why would you call yourself a little tribe? We are Elven. He performs a mocking bow. You have provided us with much enjoyment. It is such a great pleasure to have a visitor in our poor hamlet. So I ask now, how will you entertain us here? I will show you magic. I will sing for you. I will kill you all. I'm going to sing. I will sing for you. The elder frowns deeply. You most certainly will not. You most certainly will not. Your voice is like a dog's growl to our ears. Then let me show you my magic. The chief claps his hands with glee, and so do the others in the crowd. Ask them to untie my hands first. Very good, but I cannot weave a spell with my hands tied. The elven consider this for a moment, and then quickly decide. One approaches with a knife and holds it close to your face for a few seconds. Then he laughs, rolls you over roughly, and cuts the rope around your wrists. Now, declares the chief. Now, entertain us. Perform a spell. I will show you a spell. The elven chief nods. Do you think it's Zed time? I think it's Zed time. Nothing's gonna go wrong today. Oh, I don't have access to it. Why don't we make many of us appear? You raise the spell, not on yourself, but over the chief elven himself. The others in the crowd stand agog as he suddenly splits and duplicates into 6 copies. The leader laughs. In fact, all 6 do together, and the sight is strange and exciting. Soon all the elven are laughing, and the leader and his replicas hold in their hands to hold out their hands. I think it's just bad editing rather than a non-native English speaking thing. To shake with their comrades. 5 elven grasp at thin air. After a few minutes, the spell wears off. An excellent performance, the chief declares. Thank you. Oh, you nod your head, but we've kept you from your word. The chief waits for his tribespeople to clear a route to the door, and the little creatures cheer. You gather up your belongings, and they set you on the path out of the village. Oh, that was lovely. But I want to explore the... Oh. Well, didn't get to pick up some stuff. Or pillage that house. Now cast hot and set the camp on fire! Waving back to the elven as you walk, you reach the river once more, but now the path goes across it. Beyond you can see a long wide track with trees lining the left-hand edge and a wide field of long grass on the right. In the far distance, a curl of smoke indicates a village. The evening is beginning to draw in. It would be good to reach town before the light is gone, so I've been there for a whole day in that village. Wow. Are we going to test the bridge or are we just going to cross it? I feel like we're powerful enough that we could just cross it and nothing's going to go wrong. Let's just cross it. You stride confidently across the bridge and arrive at its apex. Yeah, this is editing. In time to see a man hurrying up the path on the other side towards you. Halt! He calls out breathlessly. Halt! Keep walking. Or should we wait? No, let's be kind. Let's do our best to be kind to everyone. Halt! He declares again. You wait for him to reach you, which he does, panting. He's in terrible shape. Halt! He declares again. This is my bridge, and to cross you must bear the toll. For what? For what? Oh, for what? You look over the aged guy ropes. The warped boards. What is there to pay for? Do you think these bridges build themselves? Do you think it's easy living out here, an outcast from Christianity, trying to feed my children, when barely anyone takes these paths anyway? The man is nothing better than a beggar. It's really rude. The toll is just 1 gold piece, he says. It's very reasonable. I'm gonna pay it then. Daylight robbery. I'm being kind. Okay, so apparently I'm going to be an arsehole about it. Daylight robbery, you remark, but put 1 gold piece into his hand nonetheless. The man touches his forehead with the coin in thanks. And with that, he strides away whistling. We head off down the bridge and back onto the path, none the wiser. None the wiser? That makes me suspicious. You have a long way still to travel today. None the wiser? Why would you say that? Let's do that again. Okay, hold. Keep walking. You ignore the wheezing man and barge straight past him. He starts jabbering something about a toll, but you ignore him. You have a long way still to travel today. That's awful. No, this poor man. I'm going to pay him. Wait. How much? It's very reasonable. Oh, okay, so I'm going to be nice about it. It's a reasonable toll, you remark, and put 1 gold piece into his hand. It's odd. So apparently I can be mean or I can be nice, and it's just like a matter of chance as to whether I'm going to be nice or mean. I'm probably getting conned, yeah, but like... I feel bad. I'm not gonna... This is why I had so much trouble in India, because I'm really bad about being stern with people. The path continues along the side of a line of trees. Suddenly, an acorn lands on your head and you hear a tit. I guess we can see it tittering overhead as well. The ape grants you strength. The ape? More elven, in the trees, hurling acorns. The ape grants you strength. Oh, those are acorns. I thought that was a breast. What if I cast 6 of me again? I'm just gonna... That'll be like my one spell. Anytime that there's elven, I'm gonna use 6. And then see how long it takes for them to no longer be entertained. Wait, I can't use it anymore. Oh, so I guess it only puts ones that I can. Okay, so I get it. These are the ones that would help, that would have a reaction that they've programmed for. Interesting. So I can't just do the same thing as before. Why don't I do dumb? No, can't do that. Fog. No, I don't want to summon darkness. Why don't we try walk? What does that do? Create a shield. I can create a shield another way, can't I? Cast tit. Okay. Oh, there's no T! App. No, I don't want a zap. What about O? Gawk. Cow. Cast wit? Oh yeah. Ah. Wit. No, it's not letting me. Maybe fog so you can slip away? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, let's do that. Fog! You cast a spell and a thin fog rises from your body. But it is pulled away easily. It is pulled easily away by the wind. You are pelted by more and more acorns, as well as some sticks and branches. You break into a run. Soon you're out of reach of the annoying creatures. Oh no! I'm gonna do that again. I'm not happy with that. Yeah, let's do walk. I was thinking maybe a shield, but that costs me money to do that one. And I'm such a hoarder in these kind of games. Walk! You place a gold piece on your wrist and cast the spell. An invisible shield forms around it, large enough for you to cover your head. You're able to pass safely through the hail of acorns. Soon you are out of reach of the annoying creatures. Hooray! We did it! It costs 1 gold, which you were happy to give away to a con artist literally 3 seconds ago. Yeah, I guess so. That's true. The sun is now just past its zenith, and everywhere a dusty heat rises from the baked earth. You begin to think about where you will stay for the night. Another night sleeping out into the open would best be avoided, but I haven't slept in the open before. I was in someone else's village. But then you see a small village set into the hill. Look at it. Let's look at it. Smoke rises from the stacks. The houses are well set with stone at their bases and thatched roofs. Thatched roofs of grasses and thick leaves. There is unusually more than just one street running through the center of town, but it is as though this place, once rich, has had its heart scooped away. Litter surrounds the buildings, and on the edge of the village are rows and rows of empty, abandoned houses. You continue your slow trudge towards the path. Is it thatch or grass and leaves? Avoid the village. Let's enter it. I want to meet all the people. I'm an adventurer who just wants to talk to everyone. You walk into the village. Young hill dwellers pass you and stare at your strange clothes. You nod back respectfully. Look at the people or ignore them. Let's look at them. Their own attire is rough by comparison to your gear. They wear their hair long but piled up on their heads. These people are ghastly poor. I despise looking at them. The village is like a ghost town here on the knife edge of the backlands. Talk in an alehouse. Let's talk to everyone. Maybe we'll have a brawl. Walking down the single road, you quickly find a hut with its front covering pulled wide open and the smell of brewed beer coming from inside. You go in. Several hill dwellers are here, talking gruffly. When you enter, they watch you with understandable caution. Looks happy though. The owner of the hut comes over to you. Welcome to Christatunti, he declares. What do you want? Greet the owner, ignore him, and sit with the hill dweller. I'm not gonna... Can I do both? Okay, an evening's rest. And a drink to wet my throat, you reply. Ale is 1 gold piece, he answers. Please sit. You go over to the table where the hill dwellers are. Sit with the oldest man, sit with the youngest man. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a woman there too. Really? Did you miss some juicy story bits? We met a bridge builder. We got kidnapped by some elves. And then I did a merry trick with them. And we all had a good time and now we're all friends. So I have not come to blows with anyone besides one snake. The owl might be a scam. Sit with the oldest man. Sit with the youngest man. I mean, I tend to respect my elders. You turn your attention to the oldest man at the table. Whatever face he once had is lost in a labyrinth of wrinkles. This feels like they're just trying to use flowery language for the sake of it. Like, what? And his skin is the color of tanned hide from a lifetime in the beating sun? The beating sun? Greetings, old man. I'm 37. What are you looking at? Really? So this is meant to be the polite option, saying greetings, old man. Slightly ageist. This reads like my writing when I'm real drunk. Oh, I would love to read your writing if it's like this. Greetings, old man. He raises his mug and salute, stranger. Scruffy, the janitor. His face is gravelly like the dusty dirt that lines the streets of his town. Where are you from? Oh, I mean, let's be honest. That's never going to come back and bite us in the butt. I come from Maniland, he nods. Not many has crossed through the Cantapani Gate. In either direction, you know what I'm saying, if you know what I'm saying. I understand you. I'm going to be very understanding and kind. He grins and picks his teeth with a fingernail. They say there's a war coming. Something to do with a crown. A crown? You ask cautiously. A crown of kings, he says. They say it's how a leader leads. Without the crown on your head, no one will follow you. The crown can raise an army from the farmyard or command a population to walk into the sea. He shakes his head. Sounds like a bad idea if you ask me. But if someone's got to wear it, I'd rather they were in Analand than Mampang. You sip your beer. The old man exchanges glances with the younger man sitting opposite. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? You thank him for the conversation. You catch the young man's eye. He moves over to be right beside you, close enough to whisper in your ear, but you don't quite catch what he says. Move away from him. You get back to the feet. The young man giggles to himself, but does not attempt to stop you. Make to leave the inn. The owner stops you, holding on his head. Pay him a gold piece, knock him aside. You pay him his gold piece and step out into the street. Young man is a flirt, you reckon? You look this way and that, trying to decide what to do next, when you realize the old man has joined you once more. He grabs your shoulder and presses a fruit into your hand. Bomba, he declares through fermented breath. I've grown myself. Good for the stomach. He pats your belly and walks away, swaying slightly. Look at the fruit. Turn the old man's gift over in your hands. It is a thick, rounded fruit that keeps well and will be highly nourishing when you decide to eat it. Its only drawback is its incredible weight. It is now evening and time to sleep. I'm curious to hear what that boy says, but at the same time, I kind of like the ambiguity. Let's find an inn. More money. Ah, yes, a magic crown that makes people follow you. The only logical explanation for monarchy. You stop a passerby and ask for an inn, and they lead you there directly. The woman who runs the place stands in the doorway with her arms folded. Because we like our stereotypes here.
Are you from the king?
He demands. No, I am on a mission for the king.
Taxes?
She replies quickly. Indeed, yes. The woman narrows her eyes at you.
This is a guest house, the best in Christitanti. Only guests stay, and any guest of mine knows it cost me 3 gold pieces to host a man overnight, and 2 to feed him, but it's all between friends.
It's all between friends? Maybe? What if I go and then come back again? I'll go elsewhere. She shrugs, not appearing too upset by your decision. You creep off to the edge of the village. Oh, no, I want to do that again. I want to stay at the inn. Are you from the king? I'm on a mission from the king. Taxes? No! Oh. No! Okay, I'm not going to say I'm from the king. No, I'm a mere traveller. Oh, she does it anyway! Ugh. Do I need to eat first? Yes.
Food is just being served.
The woman steps aside and you go inside and sit down. A few minutes later, her husband appears with a steaming pot of skunk bear stew. As he sits down the urn, he catches your eye and immediately turns aside. For a brief moment, you feel you recognize him from somewhere. Try to remember. You rack your brains as the man hurries out of the room. You have an image of him, panting and wheezing, holding up a hand for you to hold. Oh! Someone from today? Though he's not elven clearly enough. Then you remember the man you passed on the bridge beyond the elven village. What is he doing here if he runs the toll bridge half a day's walk away? Perhaps you should ask him. Leaving the stew untouched, you get to your feet and head out into the hall. The woman and her husband are talking in low voices in the hallway, but full quiet the moment you appear. You're the man from the bridge. I don't know what you're talking about, the man says. Why don't you eat your stew? But the sound of his voice confirms it. It is definitely the man you met earlier. You charged me a toll. You continue, I paid. Oh ho ho! The woman grabs her husband by the arm. What have you been playing at? He whimpers slightly. Nothing, nothing. It wasn't me. I'm quite certain. You can't be. The man replies, it can't have been me. It must have been my twin brother. He's always doing that kind of thing. And where is your brother now? You ask. The man shrugs. I've not seen him in months. His wife has narrowed her eyes.
I've never seen him. I've never seen the two of you together more like.
I want my toll back. Oh ho ho! Oh ho ho! The man gawks. I don't know what you're talking about.
How much did you steal from this man?
His wife demands.
And where does it go? That's what I want to know.
His wife about to bring the rolling pin. This is very prawn comics. I've stolen nothing, I promise, the man insists, but it does no good. His wife hurls the bucket of kitchen slops she's holding at him and storms out of the door. He hurries after her, waving at her to stop. You were left alone in the house. Going to finish my meal. You return to the dining table and tuck into your stew, enjoying the quiet. I love marital discord. It is thick as mud and has a rich, disgusting flavour. You wolf it down all the same and leave your coins on the table. Why am I paying for that? I'm not going to pay as much. With the inn quiet, you could either go upstairs and sleep or be on your way. I'm going to go and sleep. You head for the stairs to the guest room when a figure appears in the doorway. Hold, he declares, have you seen my brother? He's gone after my wife. Or maybe enough of this. Don't say the old lady has thrown him out again. The man shrugs. I'll have to sort that out. You wouldn't believe how often I have to tie up my little brother and do his dirty work. And with that, he wanders out of the front door again. Go upstairs. No! No, I want to go back. I want to see. Oh, shit! No, I'm a mere traveler. I need to eat first, and then Try to remember someone from today. Go and talk to him. You're the man from the bridge. You charged me a toll. I'm quite certain. Where's your brother now? I want my toll back. Go and finish my meal. Go and sleep. Enough of this. Okay, so it's the same thing. Okay, you make your way up into the room. Cav paid the 1 gold. That wife is Cav's now. Really? There are 3 other guests already staying and asleep, so you settle quickly. The bed is not clean, but it is comfortable, and after the long day and all its narrow escapes, you are grateful beyond measure for the rest. Pray to lift my curse. Before settling to sleep, you close your eyes and lift a prayer to the gorilla, your spirit. You feel a great healing passing over you, lifting and restoring your strength. You can now sleep comfortably refreshed, but your spirit will not help you again? How do you know? Really? So I had like 1 chance to help. Your dreams are vivid once again. You feel yourself tied up, surrounded by snickering faces. Thin creatures with long fingers are picking at your pockets and the stitching of your clothing. You feel magic boiling inside you, but it cannot be released. This seems like a... Not going to say what I think it is. Meanwhile, a scorpion has crept into your gold pouch and is nestling down between the coins, ready to sting you when you next go to buy food. And in the distance, a deep voice is booming with laughter. The long, cruel fingers of one hand are curled around the metal frame of a crown, and with the other he beckons you forward, as if into a trap, just like that other dream I had. We're on the 3rd spirit now. You're really burning through those. Oi! Beyond Kristatanti. You enter the woods. You wake early and sit for a moment, in no great hurry to leave the village. There's still no sign of the innkeeper, or her errant husband. This is now the 3rd day of your journey, and the muscles in your legs are feeling lean and strong from so much walking. You spend a short while enjoying the peace, then unhurriedly collect your possessions and set off along the path. Kristatanti is surrounded by several miles of fields. Wait, we're going back the other way? It sits in a well-protected ring of hills and is close enough to the river to be reasonably prosperous. As you goose spirit when? That's what I want to know. As you follow the path between lines of sun-baked crops, you come to a fork in the road. The right-hand way leads past a set of outbuildings, while the left heads directly off into deep woodland. Outbuilding. Well, I wanna meet lots of people. Weird chicken noise. You glimpse a few people at work by the buildings. There will be... Oh, it's such a cute honk! What is that? Oh, I love that one. There will be precious little company on your journey, so you should take it while you can. Approaching a low wall, you see a blind beggar, sheltering in the shade with his hand held outstretched. He hears your approach and clicks his fingers. Alms, would you? For the love of Sindla, alms? Look at him. The man is a sorry sight. He is skinny and sparsely clothed, and his eyes are painted with a dark dye to indicate his blindness for all to see. Please, sir, I wouldn't ask if I didn't need to. I used to be a jailer, see? Now I don't, see. Please, what happened to you? Red eyes, he answers, and won't say any more. I'm sorry for your loss. Can't eat pity, the man shrugs. Give him food. Here. You remove a ration of bread and cheese from your bag and give it to him. The beggar nods. You're kind, stranger. Thank you for that. I'll make it last. And he stuffs the bread into his tunic where it looks like some awful growth. What? The beggar beams up at you. Look after yourself. It won't last. Look after yourself. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about not giving anything, given that he used to be a jailer, but I'm too kind. Look after yourself, you say, preparing to walk away. Wait, he calls. One moment, please. He begins to scrabble around, feeling all over his body as if looking for holes. Eventually he cries, aha, and pulls out a copper key, which he holds out to you. What is that? You ask cautiously. Years ago I lived in Kare, he explained. Kare was my home, and in the city port I watched over prisoners in the jail. Beware the red eyes in Kare, or my fate will befall you, and you'll be here with me, begging for your living. But what is the key? I'm not going to ask about any of that. What is the key? Listen to me. Kare is wary of strangers, but this key will help you if you be captured by Dreadeyes. Trust old me. As the man talks, you step quickly out of the road as an ox cart whips past you, raising dust. It does not stop. You take the key and put it safely into your pack. Thank you, you say, then move on. It's a commemorative copper key. He gives one to everyone who gives him stuff. You follow the path away from the village for half the morning. The walk is easy. It feels as natural as breathing to have the road move beneath your feet. Hard to believe you trained for this journey so long now that you are on it. You climb a little, tracing the side of a group of trees until you meet a fork in the road. You could continue straight on and upwards or turn west a little. Turn for the trees or straight on, but there's more buildings there. No, I want to have encounters with wilder folk. For a short while, the sun is feverish, and then you are between the trees once more, and everything becomes cool and still. You walk for several hours uneventfully. This is land that was never settled or explored, and very few travel this way. In places, bushes and shrubs have grown over into the path. Do we want to be cautious, or do we want to just hack our way through? I'm going to hack. Moving carefully forward, you use your sword to cleave the bushes. Your progress is quick but silent. Then you come to a fork in the road, still deep in the forest. Okay, so I guess we're going to make our way over to the fork in the forest. There we go. It's so weird that we can do that. Someone has thought to make a sign, perhaps as a guide, perhaps as a warning. The way to the right is marked for Dumpus. A left turn points to Aliana. Neither way seems a better trod. You'll have to choose. We're definitely going to Dumpus. There's no question about that. The path continues between the trees, growing narrower. You have chosen well. This route is untrod, so you're unlikely to meet an attacker. You walk for several hours, following the twists and turns of the path through the trees. Then suddenly you stop. You've heard a noise up ahead. Something is moving around between the rocks at the edge of the path. Oh, let's wait and look. Oh, you hang back watching the trees. There is definitely something moving around. Something large and long and with a tail that whips between the trees. But now that you've seen it, you're at a definite advantage. Do you want to fight or cast a spell? Or attempt to creep around? Aliana will remember that. I like casting spells. Ah! Every damn time. Let's cast Zed. What? No. Ah! No! Zap. Oh, okay. Poo. Oh. Dap. Dop. Oh. Clop. No. Law. Really? I want to cast law. Law. Control non-intelligent creatures. Yes. You cast the spell on the beast, holding it quite still. It snuffles and sniffs at the air, but cannot seem to think its way out of its difficulties. You walk smartly away, because I'm smart. Ah! Approaching Dumpus. The path winds a few more times around gigantic trees, thousands of years old, and then emerges onto a sudden plain as if the forest had been scooped away by a gigantic hand. A river trickles thinly between short grasses, and by its banks stands a tiny village. Teeny tiny village. We're gonna enter this village. Oh, I think... Oh, no! I think we got a spam in the chat. Oh, you're going to try something with the bot first? This is exciting. I'm curious. Today has been mercifully short and uneventful. You've made excellent progress. With a decent meal and a night's sleep, your next day will start auspiciously. So you begin the gentle climb down into the village. You follow the path down into the village, passing a sign which declares it to be Dumpus. The streets are thin and narrow, and the buildings have been set close together, as if trying to withstand a storm. This is... Spammer is about to get dumpest. There's a terrible smell hanging in the air. All in all, it seems an unpleasant place. I mean, it's called Dumpus. Well, we're definitely talking to the villagers. You pass along the main path through the village and pause outside a hut in which several of... I'm going to burp. In which... Excuse me. In which several of the hill dwellers are sitting and eating. Oh, it's always that particular message, so it should be easy to blacklist? Excellent. They seem deep in discussion about something. Several are shaking their fists in the air. Lifting back the canvas flap, you step inside. The hill dwellers stop talking immediately and look up at you. One gets to his feet and gestures you forward. Bow my head? You step forward. Then one of the others calls something in their native tongue and points at your side, to where your sword hangs out below the hem of your cloak. In broken common tongue, the first man croaks, "No weapons," and he indicates a table by the door where you can leave the blade. Remove my sword. I'm going to be kind. You fasten your sword belt and leave your weapon on the table. The hill dwellers nod to show their appreciation and then beckon you to sit with them. Irvain Crowford used ad-blocked term, "wanna become famous?" Nice. Okay, then they continue their conversation, just as animatedly as before speaking in a local tongue that you cannot follow. But as they talk, they pour you a drink and provide you with food. They seem quite welcoming. I'm going to listen to their talk. Because it's not my place to tell them to, you know, speak to me. As you eat, you listen, catching a few words here and there. Goblins, arms, Kristatanti, they seem to be very concerned. Tell them you've been there. I have been to Kristatanti, you declare. Oh my god, that's so white. The men nod, but do not seem surprised. Slowly you piece together the story. The group seem quite sure that a horde... it's nice that you can figure it out, you know, just like you normally would if you didn't demand people speak your language. The group seem quite sure that a horde of goblins are planning an attack on Kristatanti, which is apparently one of the wealthier spots on the hills. They're discussing whether or not it would be worth helping the village to defend itself, which might mean they are offered some kind of reward. Wait a while and decide later? You must help them. Maybe I can use my goodwill. Oh. You must help them, you declare earnestly. Kristatanti, it does not help us, one of the men points out. They are rich, we are poor. You will place them in your debt. Yes! The men nod, swayed by your ruthless logic. And you? How do you... Ah! Oh, thank you for following! Who is that? Thatcher's prolapsed arse? Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness. King of... Yes, ruthless logic, I know. Place him in your debt. I serve the King of Anil, and I serve myself. I will help those that need it. Because I'm kind. The men nod. Let the goblins attack tonight, they cheer. We will use your strength. The evening draws to a close. The men thank you for your counsel and leave one by one. Why are they looking up to me? Oh, this is very white savior-ish, isn't it? So... Am I just going to head out of town and leave them behind? No, I'm going to explore the town, I think. Halfway along the track, you come across a couple of merchants' huts. You browse for items worth buying with your 15 gold pieces. Your attention is taken by a finely woven skull cap. Oh, the skull cap! I can use that to do something. A finely crafted sword and a small bag of provisions. Stolen from a priest of Dadulay. Well, why are you selling it for money? The merchant declares with pride. A fine piece of work. 4 gold pieces. You can tell from feel of the cloth that it has no inherent magic, but it might be useful in spells. Try it on. Placed on your head, but you feel nothing. You take it off again. Yeah, let's buy it. Place the skull cap in your sack. Carefully, you lift the long sword from the castle and swing it through the air. It cuts with a finely carved edge. A fine piece of work, I'm sure you agree, the merchant enthuses. Pay 6 gold pieces. Now, my sword's bad. My sword is fine. Buy provisions. I've got plenty of rations. I don't need anything. You nod to the merchant. The merchant smiles. Is there anything else I can help you with? Is there any work to be had here? The merchant sizes you up. You look like a good worker to me. One of my friends needs some digging doing. I'm sure he would pay you and feed you for it. Sounds like hard wonk. Digging what? You ask. The merchant shifts uncomfortably. Does it matter? You'll find out. Oh. He stares at you. Sir? He looks over his shoulder at the path. I'm going that way now myself. You coming? So are you playing a racist book game today? Apparently. Follow the merchant. He leads you to a house on the edge of the village and introduces you to the householder, a stout man who is probably incapable of lifting a spade, let alone digging with it. Is that meant to be a fat joke? I'm ready to get started. I'm not even going to ask. I'm just going to do it. Happy to help. Spade's out back, he replies with a jerk of his thumb. You walk through the man's house into the back garden. The smell is terrible. The job is not just to dig a new cesspit, but to dig over the old one. And it's going to be several hours' work that'll probably take the whole night. You collect the spade stuck in the ground by the hole. Cast a spell! Dig. Oh. I need to look at my spell book. No. Let me look at my spell book quickly. It would be nice to get some kind of a, you know, summary. Back to life. Z, far. Teleport a short distance. Understand creatures with a special wig. Illusion, sun jewel. How is pig not a spell? Float in the air. Be invisible. Fall asleep. Hold someone in mid-place. Tremendous wind. Huff, maybe? Or maybe, oh no, we can't do either of those. Well, I'll get rid of these. Demoralize an opponent. Oh, reading their mind. Pitch black room. Muddle their mind. Float down through the air. Shield. Blue, Tooth of a Giant. Trap. Open any locked door. Metal shield. I think big is probably the one thing that's going to help us. But like 6? Yeah. Alright, let's do it. Cast a spell! Okay, let's attempt 6. And then if that doesn't work, we will do big. Ah, no! 6. There is no 6. We could possibly do big. Okay! You cast a spell and wait for it to take effect. Then you feel the spade turn from a heavy tool to a mere toothpick in your hand as you swell to 3 times your usual size. You have the digging work done in barely any time. Collect my pay. You go back into the house and collect your money, 3 gold pieces. The grateful householder also provides you with some food, as well as a space on the floor to rest for the remainder of the night. You settle down happily and are quickly asleep. Yay! Oh, I'm so clever. You dream strange dreams as you sleep. Tall trees rise like hooked fingers on either side of you, ready to close into a fist as you creep forward. The hills stretch out into the distance, a frozen sea treacherously deep. Great forces lie underground, ready to open a hole into the earth. You will never see it in the dark. Overhead you fancy you hear the flap of giant wings. The birdmen came for the crown, not the birdmen! Perhaps before this journey is finished, they will come for me! Birdman! Wait, aren't I going to help? I thought I was... Why are they making me dump? Why are they making me help? Like, leave without... Because I was going to help them fight, wasn't I? Okay, I guess I've just left them all to die. You rise early, thank the householder, and head out into the street. Within a few minutes of walking, you're out of Dumpus and back on the road. After another hour or so, the way branches, with one path leading up into the hills and the other turning downhill and along one side of a barren, stony ridge. Is that a village you can make out on the top of the hill? It seems a lonely place for it. Oh, maybe it's because I wandered off to go dig a hole instead. Hey! I'm richer now. Let's go into the village. Oh, I'm sad I didn't get to fight alongside those. Because I could have gotten all the goblin teeth! Oh my god! Oh, I've done this all wrong. Rewind. No! No! I'm so sad! I could have gotten all these goblin teeth and then I could have had my goblin army! Oh my god, I just wasted my... Oh my god. This is a digital adaptation of an old adventure game book. The gentle upward slope becomes a steep climb and you are forced to rest several times. So far you've been walking through the foothills and now the journey will become more serious. Really grumpy I didn't have a So far you've been walking through the foothills, now the journey will become more serious. When finally you reach the summit and can look out over the low plateau you have crested, you see the path runs through a small settlement of crudely fashioned huts. What is that? What's that? Oh, it's like a crest or something. There are villagers out in the street, talking and working. It seems a happy, bustling... Are you sure it seems a happy and bustling place? That's not really the impression I got from this image, but okay, let's approach. There seems no obvious danger. You approach along the path until you are close enough for the villagers to notice you. The effect is immediate. They begin to scurry inside their huts as if you were an army and not a lone traveler. You cannot help but notice what a sorry bunch they are. Squat and short. I'm so judgmental. Squat and short and all limping strangely. Their bodies are thin and malnourished, and as they disappear through their doors, you notice some are missing limbs. Oh, stop at a door and knock. I mean, this is again very white savior-ish. At quote, I'm so judgmental. You knock on the door of one of the nearest huts. There is no reply. Oh, another hut. I'm not going to enter that hut. I'm not going to break into their house. You approach the next hut. From inside, you hear the murmur of voices, so you enter? Why would you just enter? The hovel is tiny and poor, with no furnishing of any kind. A small fire burns in the middle of the floor, and by the far wall, a family of 3 cowers from you. The woman lifts a shaking hand as if to hold you back. Cast a spell! Hold out a hand of friendship. You put out your hand to greet the man. He shuffles over nervously and grasps it with feeble strength. Are you magical, stranger? Are you not afraid of us? Afraid of you? Never. Afraid? Why? Why? He replies. Don't you know? We have the plague in this village. You spring back from him, but it is too late. You can feel the infection on the palm of your hand like a curse. Why didn't you warn me? Curse you! Is there a cure? The man shakes his head sadly. Some say to drink the juice of the blimberry, but we have all tried, so much that no berries grow around the village any longer, and we are still alive, I suppose, but we are not well. You take another step back, in fear and regret. You have but a few days. There is no question. You must do what you can for these people. Cast a spell. Doc. Oh, okay, I don't have the... Fear overtakes you and you race out of the door and do not stop running until you're clear of the accursed village. Well, I got the plague. The path beyond the village leads downhill once more. I've been cursed. I've got the plague. What else has happened to me? I got cured from the plague by a gorilla. The path beyond the village leads downhill once more between thick trees before turning into a narrow goat track that crosses a rough peak. From the summit you get a wide view. Look around. Pray to the giraffe. Ahead, down the steep slope, the next village is sprawled out before you, and even from here you can catch the sound of merry voices shouting from the streets. It must be a carnival. Let's go bring our plague to the carnival. Looking right, you hear a roaring noise. You can just make out a beautiful, majestic waterfall plunging from the... I'm gonna just talk to so many people. This is like COVID. I've got COVID now. And, like, for all intents and purposes. So this is gonna be the horror, and this is why social distancing is necessary. I hope this is a lesson to everyone who thinks that it's safe, to not practice safe social distancing measures. You watch for a few minutes, marveling at how clear the water seems. Then it is time to move on. You're feeling cold. Purple blotches are breaking out on the backs of your hands. Pray for healing. You drop to your knees, shivering and shaking, and mouth a fervent prayer to your spirit, the gorilla. Does it hear you? It is hard to tell. But then you begin to feel a warmth creeping through your bones, and purple marks on your skin are fading away. You're cured! You raise a cheer to the spirit for such aid, but what about the people you've left behind? They have no such guardian. You follow the track down a steep decline. Yeah, can I, go back and help? Or, Nope, I'm just gonna leave them to die. Head for the tombs. Some way down the hill, you stop for a rest and sit on a boulder to survey what lies ahead. The path leads downwards, and at its foot, cradled between 3 peaks, is a village, and quite a large one at that, compared to that mournful spot you have just passed through. Behind you, the sun is falling rapidly into the hills. It will be night soon. Village! The village looks like a good place to stop. You hop down from the boulder and make your way forward when an overhanging branch touches your face and you hear a lively chirping. Turn around. You turn quickly around. Hovering by your shoulder is a small creature the size of a bird. It is childlike but very thin, with green skin, and it flits around you on transparent wings. It seems friendly enough. It even lands on your shoulder, its tiny clawed toes pinching slightly. Talk to it. Greetings, little creature. And hello to you, the creature replies, chirping. My name is Jam. What are you? The creature does a backflip and gives a low bow. I'm a mini-mite. Pleased to meet you. It reaches out a tiny hand and shakes your earlobe. I'm not going anywhere until you've gone. What do you want with me? See that village? The creature replies. Last time I tried to go through, they told me I wasn't welcome, so I wouldn't mind some protection. The creature starts hopping up and down. Come on, it grumbles impatiently. Let's get going, can we? Can't we? What can you tell me about the village? You point down the valley. Is it safe? It's pretty and it's very safe. It's the largest village in the whole of the Shamutanti Hills. Of course you aren't welcome, just listen to your voice. Every traveler comes this way spends at least one night there, so it's a little bit expensive, especially for mini-mites, but pleasant enough. Did you ever try recording your voice for audiobooks, Cav? Oh, that would be fun. I don't think I'd be very good at it though, because the issue is that I can't be consistent. I tend to forget the voice because my short-term memory. Yeah, if it's so safe, then why do you need protection? Where I'm going is dangerous, you warn the creature. You might get killed traveling with me. The creature shrugs. I've got small wings, can't get far on my own. The creature flits to your other shoulder once more. You're not in a hurry, are you? It observes. Do you want to sleep out in the rough? Well, let's get going then. I'm not necessarily going to protect you because I don't know what you've done. The creature shakes you by the ear in excitement and you set off along the path once more. You descend into the bowl of the valley. The hills on either side are toweringly tall and throw the village into deep shadow. It would seem a very gloomy, threatening place, but from the streets come the distant sound of laughter and merriment. Oh. Enter the town. You continue along the path. The sounds of festivities grow louder. It's almost spooky here in the shade of the valley, and after so long on the dire road, the people in this village seem to be enjoying themselves. See? The mini-mite on your shoulder remarks. I told you it was a happy place. Jan, what's going on? What's going on here? Are they bewitched? Jan shakes his head. Jan? Jan? Probably Jan.
No, if there was magic, believe me, I'd know. This is a festival of the young.
What's that?
Well, take a look.
Jan waves a little hand around the village.
The idea is that once a year, the children are allowed the freedom of the village. It is a time of great fun and lots of pranks.
So why was the, like, it still doesn't really make sense as to why the green person needs protection. It becomes quickly obvious what he means. You pass the first few buildings where you find a number of children sitting in the street and drinking ale from deep mugs. Further on, a young boy is holding an old woman over his knee and is spanking her. On the other side of the street, a group of boys is fighting outside a hut with a sign that reads Glandragor's Tavern. It is all complete mayhem. And why is it always boys? Why is it just boys and men all the time? We only talk to men. And the occasional, like, woman innkeeper. So let's rescue that old woman, shall we? You stride over to the boy, intending to rescue the woman, but at the sight of your manner and sword, the boy puts her down and gets to his feet. Puts her down. And what are you about? He demands. I'm the leader of this village for today, and I say, get to bed. Strike the child? Can't I? One choice, hit the boy. I guess we're gonna hit a child. You reach out and smack the impertinent boy across the cheek with the back of your hand. The blow is not that hard, but he still falls backwards into the mud. He's quite clearly enraged and lets up a hollering cry. Suddenly there are 100 children round you, and not all beggars, but well fed and armed with sticks and pitchforks. Jan is making a hissing noise in your ear.
Better run for it.
Guess we're gonna run. I'm not gonna fight children. You raise your sword and smack the children away as best as you can without injuring them. But there are too many. After a few minutes, they have you. 5 holding your arms and 10 your legs. Jan flutters up into the air, hovering above the fray. The group, hollering and cheering, carry you out of town and dump you in the grass, pausing only to relieve you of your gold purse. They race back into the village. One cries the drinks from me. So much for that dump. No! No, we're undoing that. Okay, Jan, what's going on? Enter the festival. Rescue the old woman. Strike the child. And then we run. Swallowing your pride, you turn and race out of the village. The children follow, standing by the gates and waving their impromptu weapons.
Well,
Jan sniffs.
you're quite the warrior, aren't you?
Destroy them all. Camp outside. I guess we're camping outside tonight. You make your way out of the village and into a stand. Oh. The sound suddenly changed. Strike the child and then we run. Thanks for that quotering, Crover. Oh dear. You make your way out of the village and into a stand of tall, dry trees under the overhang of one of the cruel mountainsides. Between curling roots, you find a small place to settle down to rest. Jan perches a little way above on a knot and is quickly asleep. You are tired enough to follow suit, but you are hungry from not having eaten. Well, I guess we're gonna eat. You pull out a quantity of your cheese and bread and eat quickly. Oh my god, I want cheese and bread. The night's darkness draws in around you. In the distance you hear screams and whoops from the village that only slowly fade. You feel lonely, distanced from such revelry. The children were attacking people. You rest your head onto your backpack and close your eyes. Perhaps a few hours pass when you wake suddenly, aware of a shadow moving between the tree trunks. It turns as it sniffs the air. A wolfhound! Or 3. A wolf... What? A wolfhound and a bison and a bat. Fight the beast! Cast a spell! We're always going to cast a spell. And just hope for the best. I'm getting a lot of, a lot of mileage out of the big spell. But why don't we do hot? No, we can't do that. And we can't do zap. Can we do big? We can always do big, apparently. Law! Yes! Yes, Law! Law. I want to be their friends. Control non-intelligent creatures. Law! Oh. Oh, you cast a spell, but strangely nothing happens. The wolfhound wheels around. You must defend yourself against him. You draw your sword, the long metal flashing in the moonlight. The beast roars and howls. Uh-oh. The wolfhound creeps towards you, jaws dripping and fur shining wet. You make a cautious stab, testing its strength. It bounds forward. You scurry backwards as fast as you can, but you cannot move quickly enough. It takes a piece from your arm. You bring your hand up to staunch your wound. The smell of blood is in the wolfhound's nostrils. It licks its lips with glee. It howls and whimpers. Okay, that was a waste of my effort. You put all your strength into a swing of your blade, hoping to finish the creature in a stroke. The wolfhound drops back. Yes, I win! The wolfhound charges towards you with its jaws open, ready to tear out your heart. You twist your sword around for a manic blow. The strike lands deep. As the wolfhound grows weaker, its snarl gets madder. It turns about on the spot. Well, we definitely... Oh, wait, no! That's all I can manage! Oh, my goodness. Yay! I could have used big. I want to know what Zed does too, but it will never let us use it. You try a swipe. As the wolfhound weakly opens its jaws to bite, you plunge your blade between its teeth and all the way down to its heart. The wolfhound howls, a gurgling, blood-soaked sound, and then it dies, 2 stamina lost. Competent combat. Try again? I'm cool with that. Haha! Oh wait, no, that's... Cut! Oh, that's right, because it defended. Whoops. Uh-oh. No, we're gonna have to do this one again! Oh dear. Okay, I'm gonna defend here. Okay, we're both defending. Scrapes at the ground as if digging its own grave. Okay. It's tensing, preparing to pounce, but that's okay, because I've got— Oh, shit! Whoops! I think I'm gonna try that one again. That was embarrassing. Okay. So now I'm gonna do a little side swipe there because it'll defend. It's not really fair that you should be allowed to just do this over and over. Oh dear. Okay, got lots of power. Nice. Uh-oh. There we go. Shameful! No! Oh, and my first one was better. This combat mechanism is weird. Riveting, I know. Okay, this is the last one. We'll just take whatever it gives us. Yay! Decent dueling. Oh yeah. The beast defeated. You pause to regain your breath and wipe your sword. Then, once satisfied, you lay down again and try to sleep. Jan flutters down and resettles on your shoulder. Your dreams are full of plagued victims, their faces raw with boils and streaming sores. Oh, it's kind of like what happened today. The rest of the night passes silently. That's kind of cool. Beyond Biritanti. You've restarted this game 5 times? Yeah, games that have a lot of reading in them tend to exhaust me too, but I do like role-playing. It's just the reading out loud thing which is tiring. If law didn't work, does that mean that this was an intelligent creature, like a werewolf or something? I imagine, possibly. Didn't let me talk to it. You rise early from your spot beneath the tree. As you gather your things, Jan leaps up and onto your shoulder. Ready to go, he chirps. You rejoin the path on the far side. Ready to go, he chirps. You rejoin the path on the far side of Biritanti. The sun sits on the horizon like a gleaming jewel. If all goes well, you'll reach Tarpani today, the lost village in the Shamutanti hills. After a short climb, the path breaks, heading uphill to the left and downhill to the right. Why is my spirit guide a whale? The whale leaves barely a ripple on the surface. Okay. Spirit is far from me now. Okay. Ask Jan his advice. Which way, Jan?
To the right is a forest. To the left, the going is easier. The path heads through a field of black flowers to Tarpani.
What else do you know? You demand suspiciously.
Nothing,
protests the creature.
And that's a fine way to talk to your guide. I'm not charging you for my advice, you know.
You'll get no more from the creature. With Tarpani so close, it hardly matters which way you go, surely. Surely you can't be serious. Which one has the black flowers? That one? Let's go that way. Shortcut. We go right, you decide.
Don't be on your guard.
Jan warns you. The gorilla died as it cured your plague, I think, probably. You climb a rise. You climb a rise? The way is not too steep, and as noon approaches, you have crested the ridge and are descending yet again. You are now at the highest point of the hills, where the trees are thin, the view west goes on forever, and sometimes you catch glimpses of Kare on the northern horizon. Yeah, let's stop and eat. Oh. Be quiet, Jan. Taking a brief pause, you eat the old man's nourishing bomba fruit and feel better for it. Then you continue along your path. Jan is in a talkative mood and fills the air around with his chatter about what he can see and how things smell and what he plans to do once he makes his fortune in Kare. You pass from the open hillside into a patch of deep forest. Quite suddenly, Jan falls quiet and hisses in your ear. Stop! Stop now! Be quiet, Jan. Why?
I'm not joking,
Jan hisses. The silly thing is genuinely terrified. He shivers as he flies around your head.
Something is following us.
You come to a dead stop. Jan is right. Something is moving through the trees behind you. A moment later, a point of steel has emerged from the darkness between two trees and touches your neck. You've seen me, whispers a voice. I know it. Walk away. You step sideways away from the blade and keep walking. Wait, did I go in the wrong direction? Oops. Your heart is hammering in your chest and your breath is short. Jan whispers,
It's still following.
Keep walking. You keep walking. I've seen nothing, you call out. I'm in these woods quite alone. Jan is squeaking right into your ear.
You're crazy. It's coming for you.
Keep walking. You just keep walking, knowing that your back is towards whatever enemy lurks in the shadows. But you are not fast enough. Leaves break to the side of you, and then in front, you have a moment to draw your sword before the tall, dark figure of an assassin emerges from the trees. He is dressed head to toe in black. Mustn't be a very good assassin if you noticed him ages ago. He's dressed head to toe in black, and you had not seen him a moment before, even though he had been standing a mere arm's length away. He wields a sharp scimitar in expert hands. Cast a spell. Oh, that was a joke about that line, right? Zed! No! Huh! Oh, it's gonna go through the animation again. I'm scared. Okay. 6 is probably gonna work here. I like 6. But let's try... What? Oh. 6, which will make 6 of me. Which is what I want. Is that an I? Fix? No? There's no S here. Oh, that's annoying. Well, I can't do that. Can I make myself big again? That seems to be the main thing. Don't think your duplicates won't fight, but it'll confuse the assassin, right? Pig. Let's try big. Oh, okay, we can't do that. Cast fax and send a strongly worded letter to his boss. It's probably gonna be Zap. Unless it's... Oh no, that's just a shield. Yeah, let's do Zap. Boring. Zap! You cast the spell, but nothing results. I should probably tell you.
I should probably tell you.
Yan whispers.
Minimites are protected by an aura. It's a curse sometimes, like now, because you can't cast magic while I'm nearby, and I'm not leaving while that assassin is there.
I mean, you can just fly away. You bring your sword up to bear. I guess we're doing this. Well, I'm gonna defend. The assassin nods at you, taps 2 fingers against his chest, and readies his stance. You drop into a defensive crouch immediately. The assassin is perhaps the most fearsome opponent you have so far encountered. He covers himself as well. What's that got to do with it? He covers himself as well? Let's test your strength. Oh. Time to attack. You swing your sword fast, in towards his chest, but the impact clangs against his turned sword. He grins. He is left breathless, but otherwise unharmed. Closing his eyes, the assassin murmurs a quick prayer as he sets his stance. Well, I know to defend, don't I? There. Oh, he's also defending. That's what it means by he covers himself. I thought it's like, well, he covers his face. You drop yourself into a crouch as he powers forward, but it only tires him out. You are mostly unharmed. The assassin laughs appreciatively. He spins his sword about to shift the sword across his body. Kata! He tucks himself into bed. Acting quickly, you slash violently across his chest, but the blow you land is only minor because the assassin has adjusted his stance swiftly. My duty is to sever your head from your neck, he says in a voice as cold as polished marble. You will not hold me from it. Well, that means I will defend! You whip up your defenses as he tries a deep slice, but you roll out of the way, mostly unhurt. He nods to you wisely. I guess it's just going to be a little back and forth, isn't it? He raises... You're mostly unharmed. He raises one hand to draw a finger in a line across his throat. He flicks the blade through the air, crouching as he moves. Feinting left, you cleave your blade mercilessly across his back, but his own move is fast and careful, and he's able to parry. Blood drips from the assassin's tunic. He curses under his breath. You will die out here, the assassin says, his tone like ice. Ha! I'm clever. You duck down into a low stance as he attempts a heavy cut, but you duck, mostly unharmed. Well, I think now is the time for me to just thrust. Oh. Okay. Well, time to attack. You rush forward with a deep, heavy slash, but the impact clangs against his weapon. He smiles. The assassin's breath is coming in short gasps. He closes his eyes for a moment to steady himself. Breathing deeply, the assassin whispers a mantra as he readies his blade. Oh! Oof. Okay. Oh, gosh. Oh, my. Okay, let's defend. There we go. Oof. That was 10 stamina lost. Shameful. He pretends to scratch his face, but actually is flicking the V's at you. I'm gonna try one more time and we'll stick with whatever that is. Because that was annoying. Okay, and now I defend here. Oh. Yay! Okay. Now I defend. Whoops. It's very forgiving to just let you retry, yeah. Too forgiving, some might say. No! Oh! Okay, I'm gonna defend now. Okay. Kata! Probably gonna have to defend here. No? Yes, I won! I mean, 7 is better than the last time. Okay, time to attack. He's off balance and moving slowly and the blade goes deep. He turns and tumbles, releasing his sword as he topples. I am not so proud as to admit when I am beaten, he groans. You may finish me if you so choose, but if you do, do me an honor and use my own blade. Wait, the assassin is not dead, but lies on the floor gasping. Spare him. Then get up, you tell him, holding your sword back, but not putting it away yet. He nods and sheathes his own blade. You're an honorable man. I'm glad to meet you. Now you have saved me, and you earn me in part. My name is Flanker, and I'm an assassin and a thief. Why did you attack me? It is a simple matter. I pick on wayfarers for practice in hiding and in killing. I assumed you would be no match, especially when I saw your pet. He points briefly at the Minimite, who is currently hiding under a fold in your tunic, but I see I was wrong. He bows his head once, perhaps in respect, perhaps from the pain of his injuries. He's so noble. Are you traveling to Kare, he asks? Why do you ask? That is the way I am going. Well, perhaps I will not see you again once we part now. But if I do, remember me. I will not forget the debt I owe you. What is your business in Kare? You ask. He looks... Ah! Goblins! Yes! He looks long into your eyes for a moment, then answers. The nobles of the city have heard rumors. Goblins are reopening the old mines. They want to know why. And have you found out? They're arming for a war with the villages. You tell him, remembering the conversation with the villagers in Dumpus. I would wager they are, Flanker replies, but it is not in search of iron that they have reopened the ancient workings. You know the history of these hills, perhaps. They have not always been so poor, so underpopulated. Once great and powerful men lived here, men of great knowledge in sorcery. Ancient history is worthless. Oh, good night, Panda to Panda. Thank you, I'm going to use my best facts on logic. I hope you sleep well. While you were conjuring spells, Cav, he was studying the blade. Oh. Okay, long gone now, Flanker shakes his head. Not gone, changed. There's a village of giants in these hills. That is what these men became. The ancient miners once ran a great city spanning from the Kakabad Sea as north as the Yiker mines. That was where they mined the ore that forged the crown. And it is that metal, that power, which the goblins are searching for. If Mumpang should rise, it will be their only hope. Will they find it? Flanker breathes heavily and painfully. Perhaps. Though they say the ancients left terrible guardians behind. He bows his head again. This time it is definitely from pain. Go, he hisses. You cannot aid me. Help him! Yay! No, you reply. I have caused your wounds. I will help you. He grins with gritted teeth. Are you a doctor? I do not think you are. Find his wounds. Tearing strips of dark fabric from his clothing, you bind his wounds tightly and the bleeding lessens. You are too kind to a man who is about to kill you, he murmurs. Let that be your lesson, you reply as you gather up your things and head out of the forest, leaving him behind. You have a sense that you have made a powerful friend. Yay! Oh, I'm so clever. Oh, no! Still plotting how to get goblin teeth. If we get goblin teeth, we can cast a spell that makes a goblin army appear and fight for us. And that's basically what I want. I just want to be a goblin king. How much longer do you
think we'll be traveling today?
The mini-mite on your shoulder asks.
I'm hungry and tired. We've gone such a long way.
You can stop here. You can stop here. Not much further. Be silent. Not much further. I'm so nice. The mini-mite sighs and slumps onto your shoulder. You continue along the path and around the side of a hill. A wooden hut is set to the slope with an old woman sitting on the front step. A river seems to emerge from beneath her. As you get closer, you realize the water flows underneath her house, and the house itself is set on splayed struts like an insect, straddling the watercourse. A few paces from the front of the house, the water plunges over the edge of a sheer cliff and disappears. We're always going to greet people, because we love people. The menace heard goblins and was summoned to the chat. Greetings, you call. The woman looks up at you and smiles. Come over here, won't you? She calls. I can barely see you. We're gonna die. You approach the old woman. She smiles a toothless smile and gets up from the step. Come in, please, she beckons. I get so lonely living out here on my own, away from the villages. Go inside. Thank you. You follow her inside and take a seat by a long wooden table. I'll bring us some tea, she says. She sounds almost nervous. Hurrying to her kitchen, she returns with 2 large cups.
Watch it,
Jan whispers in your ear.
I don't trust this one.
Drink the tea. Make conversation. The tea is still hot. You cup it between your hands as you speak. What's your name?
They call me Gazamoon,
She replies with a smile.
I used to be quite well known in my way.
You nod, but you have never heard of her. Why do you live alone? It must be more dangerous.
Oh,
She smiles sweetly.
no one bothers about me. Why would they?
You smile and nod? What? This is a beautiful place. Okay, switch cups with her. Okay.
This is a beautiful place.
This is a beautiful place, you remark, watching the river outside the door plunging way over the cliff face.
This is the top of the crystal waterfall, she says. The river runs right under my house. They say it carries all my goodness and youth away while I sleep, and the villagers bathe in it flock.
She giggles meanly. Meanly?
I'm sure it isn't quite true.
You make to sip your tea when the old woman stops you, catching your arm before the cup reaches your lips.
Oh,
She said suddenly.
I've forgotten the pot.
She goes back to the kitchen to fetch it. We're going to switch cups with her. Uh-oh. While she's away from the table, you switch the 2 cups around. Then when she returns, you lift the one closest to you and drink. A sudden deep pain grips your stomach and you double over. What's happening? Oh. You wince and cough as you find yourself seizing up.
Oh, suspicious stranger, laughs the woman. I can count on travelers suspecting my witchcraft.
Please release me. You try to shout out, but you are paralyzed and quite powerless. The old woman begins to search through your bag. Oh no! Jan flits about in some distress, unsure what to do. She removes the cloth skull cap and your gold pieces and stashes what she has stolen into a drawer. And then she flicks a finger and you find yourself elsewhere. Where? Wherever you are, Jan is still with you, fluttering around your head. You bat him away. You can move. Getting to your feet, you find yourself on the path in sight of Torrepani. No! I didn't like that. I want to see what happens if I drink my own tea. Drink the tea. You make to sip your tea and I suddenly forgot the pot. Oh. You lift your mug, blow away the steam, and take a sip as the old lady returns. The old lady lifts her own mug and takes a deep gulp. Your own tea is gently refreshing. Then she splutters and coughs and grips her side. Help her. I'm always going to help people. Something wrong?
Oh, no,
she replies, trying to smile but clearly doubled up in pain. Stumbling and almost falling, she staggers to her kitchen and gulps down another drink. When she returns, she seems much better again.
I'm not as young as I was,
She explains. All the same, she pushes her tea to one side.
but tell me about you. You're a traveler?
An outcast. You shake your head. I'm an outcast.
Really?
She frowns.
A murderer, perhaps?
Indeed, you answer.
Tell me, on your journey you didn't happen to come across an old man, did you?
Yes, sure, an old man.
Not just any old man,
She insists.
this one was carrying a page from a spell book.
You bested her giant, which means you must be incredibly strong. So you could have put the poison into your own goblet, relying on your strength to save you. Oh god, I love the Princess Bride. You shake your head. No, I meant no one like that.
Really? That's a pity.
She seems to think for a moment, and then adds,
But do you have anything of a magical nature?
say yes. Yes, a few things.
But no spellbook pages?
Ask about the page she wants.
Oh,
She shrugs, suddenly seeming very old.
it's part of a spell of pest repulsion I once had, but I lost. It was very useful around here.
She waves you away without interest.
Go on. Go away.
You step back onto the path. Jan lets out a long sigh of relief. You know she was one of the most powerful sorceresses in the hills.
You knew she was one of the most powerful sorceresses in the hills.
He whispers.
I could smell it on her. You're lucky you got away alive.
You shrug. A harmless old lady, or so she seemed. Wait, why would you... Why didn't he tell me that? What an ass. Anyway, let's get to the village and then we'll call it a night. It is now late afternoon. Okay, next night we will call it a night. It is now late afternoon. You pass over the brow of the next hill, and below you is the village of Tarpani. Slung from one side of the village valley to the next like a flood barrier. Observe it. Tarpani is a village of the Svin, an aggressive-looking race of man-orcs. You might expect their village to be rowdy, racist, but it seems strangely quiet. Go into town. Still, there is no way around it. You'll have to go through. Yes! Into Tarpani. You enter the village. There is a definite air of depression hanging over the place. The Svins are going about their business, slowly and miserably, and pay you no heed. You sit yourself down on a tree stump in the very center of the village. That's such a white thing to do. Very center of the village to consider your options. Make contact with the villagers. You spy a group of Svins sitting outside a low hut, and you walk over and sit yourself down. They're discussing a friend, apparently killed in the night by an assassin's curved blade. Is that why you are all afraid? They didn't necessarily... Oh, slowly and miserably. Is that why you're all afraid? We afraid of... I'm going to use grammar, because I'm not going to do a racial caricature. We're afraid of nothing, retorts one of the Svin furiously. But no, much worse. Another Svin bangs his hand down on the table. But with Esh dead, who will save Tia? Who is Tia? Our flower, the Svin who answers wipes a tear from the corner of his eye, scratching himself painfully with an uncut fingernail. Tia is the chief's daughter, the other Svin says. Esh was to save her. Now Esh isn't alive, so Tia will also soon not be alive. Fantasy orcs are just the British. That's kind of how I'm sort of picturing them. What happened to her? Goblins, yes! They sacrifice. Sacrifice? He's unsure of the word, so mimes a gesture like a stabbing downwards knife blade. Yes, sacrifice to a great cave demon. Did you notice that when people are speaking in a common tongue back there, like the humans, they were still, their language was still written as understandable, but these people get given, like the orcs get given, like baby talk. Yes, she's a sacrifice to a great cave demon. The trouble is, another says, our village will die if the chief line ends. Tia is the end of the chief line, so if the end ends, we end. It's all very sad. Very sad, they all agree. Everyone noticed that. Who are you? One asks suddenly, if only just thinking of it. He prods you in the chest. Traveler. I'm gonna say... I'm a Warrior. Warrior. A sudden gleam enters the biggest one's eye. A great warrior? I do my best. The best is good. Mecca, Tifa, he signals to the others who are quickly on their feet. Big hefty arms swinging for you. We take you to the chief. Yan clings to your shoulder, refusing to be shaken free. Oh, where are you taking me? The Sphinx carrying you give no reply. Then you reach a low hut on the edge of the village. You're set down carefully. Well, I'm gonna diplomacy my way out of this. Join the goblins in exchange for teeth. The door is slammed and locked. A moment later it reopens and your possessions are thrown inside. Oh, that's very nice. Let's eat something. Pulling out your knapsack, you pull out some of your provisions and eat it. Nothing else happens. Wait to see what happens. You pull your knees up to your chest and wait. Yan goes to sleep immediately. The long watches of the night pass slowly, and in the end nothing happens and no one comes. Daybreak. Daybreak! You're still alone. An hour passes before you hear any noise outside. And then the door to the hut opens and 5 spins come in. They drag you roughly out and across the street to another hut where an old man with grey hair sits. He's wearing outlandish, colourful robes. My name is Proceus. I am the chief. He slaps his head twice. I apologize. Then he bows, brushing the dust on the floor with his sleeves. Apology accepted. The chief nods. He waves to a menial who brings in bread and milk. Eat it. Gratefully, you bolt down the meal. It does not seem to be poisoned. Well, that's a relief. And it nourishes you. The bowl is removed and the chief squats down in a pool of cloth. Yan cowers under your own cloak, hoping to go unnoticed. I have need of you and your strength. I will help if I can. The chief bows. I am grateful. My daughter, my child, she's taken, offered to a terrible demon below. She deserves it. Goblins. The chief spits at the word goblins. He shakes his head and tears well up in his eyes. We were never friends, but we've never been enemies like this. I don't understand their hate. Why do they care about demons in caves? The goblins are mining the old mines. They are hunting for the power of the crown of kings, but the mines are guarded by old demons. The chief nods, and they buy their skin with ours. He gets to his feet. Rescue my daughter, and you'll be given a great reward. He gestures to the other Sphinx, who, still taking no chances, grab you by your arms and haul you to your feet. Crack in the ground. All right, well, given that that's been a night, and we spent that not being very well rested, we will call it a night, I think. So, how do I quit? Will it save my progress? I assume so. I always get nervous about this sort of thing. Oh dear, it just quit the game. I'm gonna quickly open up the game. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, cool. All right, great. Yay! Well, thank you everyone for joining me today, as usual. Let's find someone to raid. Who's out there? Cipher of Tyr, Ashwin, Shamamam. Harkrad just went live. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, I can hear myself. Okay, yes. Alright. The playlist promos stream? Interesting. I don't understand. Okay, so let's read Harkrad. I have no idea what they're doing. This channel is intended for mature audiences. Alright, mature audiences. Thank you again, and I will see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao!